Finally, after weeks and weeks and weeks of patience, Boro have finally sealed our number one striking target this summer, finally signing Tommy Conway from Bristol City. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And Boro just love dropping new signings on Fridays because we have confirmed today that striker Tommy Conway has joined from Bristol City. This has been rumbling on. I've made videos on this already. As we know, he's wanted to be out of Bristol City for a while now. He refused to sign a new contract, was into his final year, and Bristol City needed to sell him on in order to get something for the player. And Boro's interest has been clear for weeks now, and in fact, if you look at the Instagram post from our head of recruitment, Chris Jones, he actually put quite an eye-opening caption saying, months of discussions, almost 2 years of hard work. So he's been on Boro's radar for a long time, and I get the impression a ton of work has went into this. I mean, it's just been non-stop for the last couple of weeks. At times it looked like it was picking up pace and it was good news for Boro. Other times we were hearing of so many other various championship teams coming in. Burnley, of course, were linked with a swap deal for Scott Twine, whose name was mentioned, ironically, straight after Boro's deal for Tommy Conway was announced. Bristol City announced themselves the signing of Scott Twine. So everyone's a winner in this scenario. They needed the money from our deal to then obviously strike a deal with Burnley for Scott Twine. So, yeah, in the end, everything has worked itself out, and Boro have got their man, fending off Burnley, fending off Hull, who also had very solid concrete interest. We believe they placed a bid as well in and around the same region as Boro's. Other teams, I heard Coventry, Sheffield United, apparently the final mystery club was Norwich, but for Boro to beat them all to one of the hottest young prospects in the Championship is absolutely brilliant. I'm just delighted for everyone at the club, because if they have been working on this deal for 2 years, not only does this firstly commend the incredible work that's going on at Boro in our recruitment team in terms of the long-term planning and preparation, which makes me very, very excited about Boro's future. The fact that we are thinking that far ahead and picking out targets years in advance it just makes me feel so much more content and happy and confident in the direction and the trajectory that this club is going. But of course, Tommy Conway was sought after by a number of clubs, and apparently was reported by Fabrizio Romano. As soon as he spoke Michael Carrick, his mind was made and he wanted to come to Boro, which is exactly what you want to see. And just to see your club being able to fend off all these big hitters to land our man, it's just great to see. And you could argue Boro haven't missed a trick in this transfer window. Every single target we've nailed, every single player we've gone after, we have gotten, and we've retained every single one of our best players. Now we'll take a look at the overall squad and how it's looking at the end. But this is what was put on the Boro website when the news finally dropped after weeks of waiting, it feels like. Striker Tommy Conway has become a Boro player after finalising his move from Bristol City. The 22-year-old joins on a 4-year deal. The Scotland international, who was a part of the Euro squad, albeit it didn't get any minutes this summer, was named Bristol City's Young Player of the Year last season after bagging 12 goals during the campaign. Since making his City debut, he clocked up almost 100 appearances for the Ashton Gate club, scoring 25 goals in the process. So you're looking at 1 in every 4 for a guy who's only 22 and has come through their academy. It ain't bad. He made his Scotland debut earlier this summer and was part of Steve Clarke's squad, as I mentioned. Boro head coach Michael Carrick said, "We're delighted to bring Tommy in. He's a good age, he's got great potential, and we're really excited to work with him. He's already got plenty of championship experience, and he's a great addition." Something I very much agree with. For his age, he's got a ton of championship experience, and he becomes Boro's 5th signing following Luke Ayling, Delano Bergzorg, Aidan Morris and Micah Hamilton. So, what are we looking at with Tommy Conway? Now, I think just because of how much he's played and how influential he kind of was at Bristol City, people sort of assumed that this guy's the finished article and, you know, his goal-to-game record should be better, but you think of his age and you think of the potential. we're getting him at a really, really exciting time. He's already racked up 20 championship goals in 82 championship appearances with 5 assists. That works out at around a goal every 225 minutes. As I mentioned, last season in the championship, he got into double figures once again. Bristol City fans have made it clear that a lot of them goals were penalties, so we have to add that caveat. But I think, to be honest, for a young lad who is still yet to reach his prime and is still growing and developing, I think he's gotten off to a very, very good start in his career. And I think given him a coach like Michael Carrick, who has a fantastic track record of developing players and making them better, he's pretty much done that to everyone he's worked with. Pair that with a team who, no disrespect to Bristol City, he's now playing in a team with better players, better technically gifted players, a team that will create an abundance of chances. He's only going to get better, and their numbers are only going to increase. And then entering his prime, Boro can either see the best of him or maybe we'll sell him on, because as we say with every Boro signing, he fits the model, which is the most important thing. He is predominantly a centre forward. I've seen nothing else to suggest he will be playing much off the right or off the left. Maybe he could play him behind Lath as the sort of similar role that Akpom played, but I think that's down to Finn Azaz and Alex Gilbert, if I'm honest. So for me, he's coming in as direct competition for Latte Lath, and we needed that. You know, last season we saw full firsthand what happened when we had a dreadful injury crisis with Lath out, Coburn out, Force out. We can't rely on Force, sadly, and to be fair, Michael Carrick prefers to play him on the right anyway. And listen, the Josh Coburn argument will go on and on and on. And I think he's got great strengths for this club. And in certain games, maybe he will work. But also there are plenty of weaknesses where I just don't think he's the profile of striker that Carrick wants. And to be fair, Coburn and Conway have very, very good experience. They're both equally as well experienced at this level. So it's not a case of Conway coming in because he's more experienced than Josh Coburn. I think he's coming in because he's a better profile player than Josh Coburn. More of what Carrick wants in a centre forward, which is someone who can get in behind, someone who's quick, someone who can cause defences issues, just like Latte Lath. And I think Conway slots in to being a brilliant backup who will keep Lath on his toes. And if Lath's injured, which, you know, before this point would have been a huge concern for Boro, now we don't have to worry about that because we have got Tommy Conway in. Which leads me in to looking at Boro's squad. So this is where we are currently, and I've got to say, wow, what a squad we've built here. You know, I mentioned earlier retaining the best players in this team. Rav Vandenberg, Mark Clark is proving to be one of the best defenders, I think, in the league at the moment. Hackney is still here. You've got McGreesler on the left. Lath is still up front. The spine of this team, running through the centre of it, is absolutely outstanding. And we've got 2 quality players in every single position. Hamilton, of course, has helped with, you know, Jones on the right-hand side. He can also play across the front 3. Bergzorg's versatile in a sense as well. And you now look at the top of the pitch. I think Bergzorg very rarely would play up top. I think that would be if we were absolutely desperate and struggling with the injury crisis. I think you're looking at Coburn and Sonny Finch potentially, who unfortunately Finch's got an injury at the moment, and who knows whether he'll be loaned out or not at this point. But yeah, we've got so many striking options. I can absolutely see why the interest in Josh Coburn from Millwall and the likes seems like there's potential for that to happen. If it does, we'll discuss that more when we cross that bridge. But yeah, you can see why now Josh Coburn might be looking for more playing time elsewhere, given he probably is third choice. You know, rumours are that the Conway deal's in and around $4.5 million. So Boro definitely putting their money where their mouth is, and Steve Gibson is backing Carrick, which is absolutely brilliant to see. Steve Gibson, once again, doesn't get enough credit for me in these scenarios. Once again, fantastic chairman, the best in the world, continuing to do his best for this football club. But when you pay $4.5 million, you know, you're not going to be third choice. He absolutely is going to be battling Latte Lath for that number 9 position up top. The only place now we need, and this would make us a complete squad. And I don't recall ever in years looking at a Boro squad and thinking that we are solid in every position without a lack of quality or depth somewhere. If we get a left back, for the first time in years, I can honestly say we have quality and depth everywhere. And the depth is even to a very good quality. You know, you've got a starting 11 and then arguably a second 11 who are just as capable. As I say, the only issue, and it wouldn't be an issue if Bangura hadn't had that unfortunate MCL injury, if it wasn't for that, or ACL, maybe. It was an Achilles injury, actually, maybe. If it wasn't for the serious injury he's got, we probably would have two solid players and we'd be done. But Engel is the only fit left back at this point. George McCormick could come in, but it still feels a bit too soon for him. A left back is still what we believe to be Boro's only remaining priority. And then for the first time ever, I know you can always improve a squad, but you could arguably say, we're done, we're complete. There is not one area where we're scrambling away, desperately trying to, find something or someone. We don't need the loan market. We're set, and that is such a good feeling, and it's just credit to the years of planning from Kieran Scott and the project, and to get us where we are now, where we're seeing the fruits of that now. So a left back is all we need. I'm not going to say the R word or the RG word, being a certain left back from Hull City, because I genuinely don't see that happening. But at least now, Boro can fully turn their attention to a left back, and we'll keep an eye on who that may be over the final fortnight. But with still 2 weeks the window left, Boro look in tremendous shape with a fantastic squad full of depth and quality that already looks like it's clicking across the board. What a great time to be a Boro fan, and as I keep saying, it's very hard to not get too excited right now. But let me know your thoughts on the Tommy Conway signing in the comments, what you think of it, what you're expecting from him. Could he dispatch Latilath at the top of the pitch? It'll be a great battle between them two for that shirt. And as always, if you've liked the video, smash the like button and subscribe for much more Boro and Championship content to come. Do leave me a comment, as I say. And until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.